The video is recording. Audio is also recording. And that means I'm counting it down now.
3, 2, 1.
We all know that alcohol makes people think queerly and do some pretty crazy things. Anyway, since when have you been drinking?
The morning stream, 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 the morning stream.
Your eyes are like two big blue eyes. This is the morning stream.
Good morning and welcome to the morning stream for Tuesday, March 15th, 2022. I'm Scott Johnson with Brian Ibbett. Hi, Brian Ibbett.
Hello, Scott Johnson.
Brian's got his keys at the dangle there. We're gonna do something kind of fun halfway through the show today, so get ready for that.
Yes. Those aren't keys.
Whoa. So we're gonna do a fun little thing. We'll save the surprise for later. Just say that the thing is don't leave. Okay, don't just check out at the mid song because there's something cool happening. So stick around.
We'll see. I'm really hoping this goes well.
I think it'll go okay. I think we're going to be okay. I could be wrong, but you may get out there and realize that, oh, shoot, nobody has anything, and what's the point? But we're going to learn. We're going to learn,
Yeah, it doesn't really matter if they... Yeah, anyway. All right, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I'm also worried about, all right, is the audio better if I just mute myself and leave it in the car audio, car microphone and speakerphone, or should I use the AirPods?
My guess is... If I had to guess, probably AirPod / open speaker mic thing, because the car stuff's always bad on Discord. I don't know why. It's never good.
Yeah.
Like, remember Amy's call last week? It was freaking horrendous until she got off of it. So it's possible yours is awesome, though. Maybe your car has got really good stuff in there. I don't know. Anyway, we'll try it all out. And look, some people are like, wait, what are they doing? Oh, you'll just have to wait and see. Listen to the middle song and then wait and see what happens after that, okay?
Oh, my gosh.
All right, a couple of quick things. Something that has been driving me slightly crazy, so I went and actually captured it.
Good.
Brian, I'm going to ask you before I play this what you think is actually said here, because there's a little Mandela thing going on here.
Okay, because I know, yesterday you were saying, oh, there's a Seinfeld quote that I think you might have wrong or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think, well, what Seinfeld quote? And I was really just narrowing it down to things that Jerry has said. And I didn't think, as soon as I saw Putty in here, my guess is that it's the garbage disposal in the shower episode. And the quote I always say is, oh, that's a typo.
Yeah, which is, I'm just going to say it, is, first of all, a great impression of him. Second of all, it's the better line. Okay.
Oh,
so
really? Okay.
You're doing it better than the show does it. But the show does it differently, and it threw me real hard the other day when I saw the episode, because I was expecting Putty to say what you always say, and he didn't do it, not in the way I thought he did. And as a result, I was like, well, crap, we got to talk about this on the show. So I'm prepared today to do that with some audio. So Brian,
I'd like to hear this. Okay,
so
let's hear the audio first.
So Brian's reference is, you're right about the whole setup. What's Kramer's? Making food and has
he's installing a garbage disposal in his shower. He reaches out to Putty because there's something that doesn't fit in the instruction manual.
Yeah, and Putty knows
Putty
this
seems
stuff,
to know exactly the model number that Kramer is asking about.
Yeah, which is great. There's also a subtle thing about that episode. Putty is at home just staring at the floor when Kramer calls.
Yeah, when the phone rings, he's like.
It's great. It's great. It's a really great moment. But anyway, here it is. It's actually season 9, episode 9, so it's 9/9.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And here's what he actually says when Kramer calls. Here you go.
Putty.
Is David Putty there?
This is Putty.
Well, this is Kramer.
I know.
Listen, you're a mechanic. Could you help me install a garbage disposal?
Well, it's a big job. You've got to dismantle the latch hasp from the auxiliary drainage line.
Oh, it says main line.
It's a misprint. What do you got, a Clarkman?
Yeah.
So he
says... I'll call you back. I'll talk you through it.
He says this.
It's a misprint.
He says it's a misprint.
It's a misprint.
It's a misprint.
Yeah. And it throws me. I can't. Brian's version is better. It's a typo. Sounds better. And it bugs me.
And it's kind of in a different order than the way I remember it, because I remember Kramer saying what the make and model is, and Putty has such a bizarre memory for those things that he knows. Oh yeah, the Craftsman 922. That's a typo. Like he, you know.
Yeah, the order's a little off. Someone in the chat says he does it again when they go to buy that car. I don't think that was the dealership episode. I don't think that happened in there. I think this is the episode that Brian's always referring to. I think.
Yeah.
I may have to go check
well,
that
it's
out.
the episode that I'm referring to for sure.
Yeah, it's the one I thought of. So if that dealership one has him saying something about a typo, then that would be even funnier because I could go find that. But anyway, so it's not. It's it's
a misprint.
Misprint is boring. Well, Larry David, you should have written typo. You dummy.
Yeah. That's a misprint. That is information that was put incorrectly into that instruction manual.
I feel like if I saw Larry David, who wrote the episode, I checked the credits. I would like to say to him, Larry, you should have said it's a typo and not this, and he would have said that's pretty good. That's what he'd say.
Yeah, we could have done that. That would have been funnier. Yeah. Warburton has one other, like we always talk about his Joe on Family Guy and Brock and Putty and all these great characters. There's one more that you only get to see if you go to either Disney World, and I can't remember, I think it's in Epcot, or if you go to California Adventure, and he is the new guide, the new airline pilot guide for soaring around the world, or soaring over California,
really?
as it is right now.
Is he doing?
So he's the guy who basically says, "We're going to put you in these comfortable seats. You're going to buckle up. Pull the buckle from the left side to the right. Nice job there, champ." Stuff like that.
So wait a minute. Is he? So is that? Is he? He's not doing it as his character from The Emperor's New Groove, right?
No, he's doing it as his, like, basically as the Patrick Warburton smarmy character, like his mouthful of the Denver character.
Gotcha. All right. Well, the Kronk is an amazing character, so it wouldn't surprise me if they were aiming to invoke Kronk, but it sounds like they're not.
Maybe no, because he's even wearing like a pilot's uniform, and
there's a video and stuff. Okay,
there's a video. Yeah, it's probably. I'll bet you it's on YouTube. I bet you can find that.
Oh, that sounds amazing. Hold on. Let's see if
it is really funny.
Patrick War.
Yeah. Like Sorin, Soarin.
Say it again. Sorain.
Soarin, like Sorin.
Oh,
I'm Sorin,
Sorin.
but
Got it.
Yeah.
Oh, here it is. Found it. Why are all the videos of people? Oh, because they have to film it. There's no other source for this.
There's not a real source. It's people videoing the video.
Here we go. Soaring around the world. Dismiss. Okay, here we go. Let's take it a sec here. Okay, here comes Patrick.
Hello, and welcome to Soarin'. My name is Patrick, and I'll be your chief flight attendant today.
Yeah, he's just doing Putty.
He's really just doing Putty.
Also, I think this is older because he doesn't look like this anymore. He looks. What was that horror movie we just saw where he was the dad and he came home later?
Oh, it was Jingle. Well, not Jingle All the Way, but it was the Christmas one, right? It's the.
I
have quite the collection of hentai porn. Don't be digging through my drawers.
Looking at his babysitter weird.
Better watch out.
Better watch out. That was it. He's much younger in this video. I wonder if this is older. Must be older. Oh yeah,
it's probably older. Yeah.
Yeah, this is many years ago. Oh man, Patrick Warburton, American treasure. That guy. Yeah, love him.
He really is. Yeah.
Hey Brian, we have some
2003 Cyborg Dude. Jeez. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that looks about right. It looks like early, like whatever that show was he did with David Spade. What was that called?
Oh yeah, Rules of Engagement.
That.
No, what was it?
We're all laying in this bed on the poster.
Yeah, that's all I can remember is the poster. Just I never saw a single episode.
I can't think of it. Anyway, whatever that was, this is that era, I think. Just post.
Somebody did say Rules of Engagement, so maybe
is it Rules of Engagement?
My flash memory was correct. Yeah.
Dude, sometimes that's the best memory, unless you're trying to remember what Chester Cheetah is, if he's really a cheetah. Or not. And then my flash memory had an error. I needed to defrag my memory that day.
Yes, you did.
Tell me about this meetup you're doing in Dallas on the 26th.
So next weekend, not this coming weekend, but the weekend after, can't believe it's already time, is the Texas Pinball Festival. Tina and I are going to be there that weekend to play a ton of pinball. Everything is going to be set on free play. You just walk around, do some hand sanitizer in between each game. Please don't touch your face and any of that stuff. But it is going to be at the Embassy Suites in Dallas. And Rusty and Shelley, who are the folks that are bringing Tina and I down there, said, hey, great time to do the meetup would be 2 p.m. at the Cypress Lounge, which is in the hotel. We pretty much will have the run of the place. Nice bar in there. So come. Tina and I will be there. Barry and Bobby Ann Folk will be there.
Oh, nice. I didn't know they were going. That's great.
Yeah,
very cool.
Don't know all who's going to be there, but there'll at least be 6 of us. And if you show up, then there'll be 7 or 8 or 9 or 10.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that is going to be once again at the Cypress Lounge at the hotel where the Pinball Festival is being held, the Embassy Suites, Dallas, March 26th at 2 p.m.
Very nice. Be there. Speaking of Barry, I forgot, or not forgot, but I wanted to make sure I mention this again, and I guess it's up on the main site now. So Viva TMS or VivaTMSVegas.com now has a link to it. But if you are looking for, let's say you can't come to Vegas in April, and that's totally fine, but you want the swag to remember it all by, which also helps support the event. You can find those there. And if you're like, no, I'm going, but I also want the swag, good news, you can do that too. It's all right there at VivaTMSVegas.com or at frogpants.com/TMS. Or wherever you get your TMS.
There's 2 versions of the purchase you can make. The YOLO version where you're going and you get the swag, and then the FOMO version where you just get the swag.
Oh, we should have called them that. Dang it. I should have used those words.
The YOLO and the FOMO.
Yeah, the YOLO and the FOMO. Whichever you fall into, you're great either way. Yesterday, so Wendy's here currently. Her and her whole family are here, and she said to me yesterday, hey, I hear there's TMS Vegas in April. And I said, oh, did I not even tell you that was happening this year? And she goes, no. And I go, oh, I didn't think about it. She may come. I don't know.
Oh, my God.
She's talking about it.
Come.
She's talking about it. So we'll see. She'll be here Thursday. We'll poke her on the air.
Yeah.
We'll put the pressure on while she's on the air. So we'll see what's going on.
Oh, man. All right. If she's coming, then we do something special with her there.
Yeah. We'll have her.
It's great because last time we were there, your other sister, Misha, was there with us.
Yeah, they came. Misha drove down with me and Kim, and then Wendy flew. And then I think those 2 took off together. I can't remember what happened.
And then I saw Misha a few months later on my birthday in the cabana at Mandalay Bay.
Oh, right. Oh, I forgot that. That's pretty funny how that worked out.
It is crazy, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll let you guys know how she does. Well, she'll be here Thursday, so we can ask.
Yeah.
All right. Also, hey, Rishi B in Ann Arbor sent us a thing.
Sure.
And it has to deal with you a little bit. The Denver Broncos are for sale, so a group of cryptocurrency holders are aiming to buy it through fundraising stuff between crypto holders.
Ugh.
Yeah, buy the Broncos. DOA claims, or DAO rather, aims to raise DOA, dead on arrival.
Yeah, exactly.
Aims to raise $4 billion to buy the Denver Broncos. How does that make you feel as a Broncos fan?
I mean,
you knew they were for sale, though, I guess, right?
I knew they were for sale.
Yeah.
And that's not that's no surprise there. But I don't want crypto bros owning the Broncos. Like, are they gonna put Bored Ape on replace the giant bucking Bronco on the scoreboard with a Bored Ape?
Yeah, bucking Bored Ape on there. That's what you'll get.
No, I don't want any of this. I don't like any of this. I do like the fact that we now have Russell Wilson from the Seahawks.
Mm-hmm. Are you worried someone may buy it and move them, though? Is that a concern or no?
Oh, no, I don't think so.
You don't think they'd leave Denver?
I mean, I don't care.
It happens. Teams get moved all the time.
Like, yeah, so Broncos move, they move, whatever, But, yeah, right now, Tina's mom has season tickets, and we get to use those quite often. So if they move, then, well, darn. I mean, that would suck. I wouldn't get to go to those games anymore, but okay.
Speaking of Mandela effect, I always screw this up in my head. I always think Seattle doesn't have a team anymore, and it's because they don't have they don't have an NBA team anymore.
Oh, the Supersonics?
Yeah, they left, or they're long gone. Whatever they did. And when that happened, in my head, it was like all sports left Seattle. And so when anytime anybody brings up the Seahawks, I go, wait, they're not there anymore. But no, they are.
Yeah. The Oklahoma City Thunder is what they are now.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Hey, I like weird new teams. So if Denver left, let's think of what they would do. Like, let's say let's say Kentucky bought them, okay? So it's Kentucky.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
What do we call
them?
Do
they keep the name? Because, like, you know how it's the Utah Jazz when Salt Lake City is known for maybe 150 other things before you even get to the word jazz.
Yeah, jazz is way down on the list. I don't know why we didn't change it. It's very weird.
Yeah, so they moved to Kentucky. I mean, Kentucky's a pretty good place to have a team named the Broncos because of the horse racing. Kentucky's
the Derby and all that. Yeah, that's not
Derby.
bad.
So it's
okay.
You know, of all places to think of moving them, it's kind of funny that's what you come up with.
Yeah, because it needs to be something that's like not right, like a weird.
Right, exactly. So the
like Alberta or not
the Portland, Maine Broncos.
I mean, I guess, yeah. What Maine's not known for horsing, right?
It's not known for horsing.
No, they got the lobsters and the whatnot. Yeah. So they, the miserable McConnells. I will have this team moved to our great state of Kentucky. Well, all right then. So we'll see how that goes. Thanks, Rishi B, for reminding us.
Let's hope the bros don't get the Broncos. Let's keep the bro out of Bronco.
What if they called them the Denver Cryptos?
BROncos.
What if it was Cryptos? What would you do then if it was the Cryptos?
Oh, God. That'd be... I mean, we've already got a stupid arena named Crypto.com, or what is it?
Is it you guys that have the Crypto.com thing? Is that you? I didn't know that.
No, definitely not us. We have Empower Field.
Oh yeah, crypto used to be Staples,
Center,
right? Staples Center, which was already weird. It's already a little weird that Staples is the name, but then people got used to it. So maybe they'll get used to the crypto. Oh, I don't want them to though.
No, I don't want to get used to that. They should have when it was the Staples Center. They should have put a big easy button on the top of the arena. Yeah. I think that would have been great.
That would have been the way to do it. There you go. Little stabby stab at the quality of the team.
J.K. Grebber's right, yeah. Is there a dumber name than the team? The Houston Texans.
It's pretty dumb. That's pretty dumb.
Pretty dumb.
Yeah. The Houston Texans. That doesn't work. That never did.
I can't even remember. What did I know the Redskins were the Washington football team for a long time, which was really fun when you were betting on things. It's like, I'm betting on the Washington football team. Are they the Guardians now?
Guardians.
No,
Guardians.
It is the Guardians?
Is it the Guardians? I think so.
Because it was another team that...
Commanders.
That's right. Because it was another team that changed their name as the Cleveland Indians are now the Cleveland Guardians, right?
Oh.
Is that what I'm thinking? Yes, Cleveland Guardians.
Is that now a deal? That's a done deal?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm fine with
Guardians.
That. Totally fine with that.
It'd be fine. I kind of wish that it would be, the Guardian from Alpha Flight would be their mascot, but I guess he's Canadian, so that can't happen.
No, plus Marvel, they're hard to work with, man.
Are you kidding me? It feels like Marvel is the easiest license to get your hands on. You just have to send an email saying, hey, I'd like to make a card game based on Marvel. Is that? And before you even finish the email, they've already replied and said, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, in fact, here it is. Here's the game all done. It's done. Here's your game.
Yeah, exactly.
No, you're not wrong. I wonder how much of that, because Disney is notoriously difficult to work with on IP licensing. So I wonder if they get involved at all.
Yeah, does Disney? So that's a question, and you may already know the answer to this. What part of Marvel does Disney own? All of Marvel, or just the?
They own everything, all of it.
It's everything.
I mean, they don't own the rights to. Yeah, but they don't own the rights to, like Spider-Man. They don't have the film rights to because there's existing contracts.
Right,
but
exactly.
Yeah, but they own all that shit, and they
the comics and everything are part of that. It's not just the movie and TV arm.
Right, all of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the only thing I'm sure they're just waiting on pins and needles for some of those licensing deals to end. I don't know if they need to. As long as Sony's willing to work with them the way they did with Spider-Man, it's fine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But the Fox stuff was languishing, and then they bought Fox, and now it's all theirs again.
They just need to pull Spider-Man. We talked about this with Steven, but they just need to pull Spider-Man away from Sony.
Yeah.
So that we get some good Venom movies and some. Yeah. I'm worried about Morbius, man. I'm worried.
I know. I know. I feel your worry on that one, and I don't. I share your worry. I think it looks neat on the outside, but
yeah.
It's Sony. Sony doesn't have a good track record with doing this stuff on their own. They just don't.
And is
So did Fox. Fox was hit and miss, but
golly, that's like 2 weeks away. Also,
yeah, it's in no time, man. It's crazy.
It's in no time. So, in Morbius, that really is. We keep seeing Michael Keaton in the trailer, and they never show him with vulture wings or anything like that. I mean, I guess it's the Spider-Man Sony universe, so that has to be Adrian Toomes, right? That he's playing.
I assume so. Yeah. They're not getting. They don't have Batman on order. I assume old man Batman
or Birdman for that matter.
Or Birdman. Well, he's Batman in something coming up. Oh, the Flash movie. So I think.
Oh, right, which is multiverse. DC multiverse.
Their version of multiverse, which is fine. It's a very old multiverse in the comics, but
yes,
we'll see how that pans out. I don't know. I'm worried about that movie because I'm kind of a Flash fan, comics wise. Not really the TV. I didn't really watch the TV show much, but love the comic and I love the character. Especially the Jeff Johns run is very good on that stuff, and our own pal Howard Porter did the art for most of that. It's very good. Anyway,
and Ezra Miller looks like he's going to be able to pull it off. He pulled it off in the Justice League movie, and I can't think of anybody better than Ezra.
I hope they fix better than Ezra. I hope they fix. I see what you did. I did. Yeah, I really, truly did.
Because it was pretty dang blatant.
Yeah, it was good. Unless there's somebody out there who has no idea who that band is. And that's fine.
There's probably somebody born in the 90s who has no idea who Better Than Ezra is. Yeah,
they're great, by the way, just for the record.
They are great. They are.
But he had a weird animation movement thing in that movie that I kind of hope they rectify. The way he ran was just a little too
Oh, yes. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People at home can see me do this, but it wasn't my favorite.
You're right. Yeah,
it wasn't my favorite, but we'll see. And if you're gonna pull Michael Keaton out of the pantheon there, that's a good time. And I'm telling you, the thing DC could do that would make my day, either as a television show or give me a one-off movie. Don't care. Get Michael Keaton in on the deal and make Batman Beyond. And go freaking for it, man. Batman Beyond is one of the coolest things ever to come out of it started as animation. It's like Harley Quinn. It's a great thing. But it started as an animated series, and now it just lives in my head. It was one of the coolest things they ever made.
It was a great costume, too.
Yeah.
It's always only been animated and comics, right?
And comics, yeah.
Because I know they developed comics based on it.
Yeah. And those are good, too. Those are quite good. And it's very, cyberpunky, like the world they inhabit. And it's, Batman's ancient. And I think Michael Keaton would be amazing for it. I don't know why this isn't a greenlit thing. And at the very least, an HBO series in development. Like, what are they doing? Gosh dang it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Also, this Friday is our play date. We're playing video games with each other on Friday. Yeah, we're doing.
We haven't even really figured out what we're playing. It's too bad we can't do like a Demio that people can pop in and out of. Well,
that's new soon. Or the PC version where it's just on its own is. Hold on. This is a good thing you brought up because that might be already happening. Hold on.
Steam. Yeah, it still limits us to the two of us and a maximum of two other people from.
Is it? Oh. Sorry, April 7th. It's a ways off. Okay. But even then, let's see, how many people does it support? I think it supports. I think it may support people being in the world, and then they're just kind of they get to roll in their character.
Oh, really?
There's something like
sitting
that.
Around the table as well with the virtual table.
Yeah, and the whole thing is going to be cross-platform, so Steam people can easily play with Oculus people and all of that.
Cool.
Yeah, it's April 7th. That's happening. There is a demo out now, but the other thing I wanted to mention is that game is really cheap at the moment.
Oh, is it discounted right now?
Oh, it went up again, but it was ridiculously cheap, like $10 for like a day.
Oh, wow.
I wish I'd have said something to people, and I didn't.
Yeah.
I kept it to myself.
Yeah. Is there a way? Maybe there's a way that the chat room can act as a hive mind and control one of the players, like say,
oh, that'd
every
be cool.
move is voted on, like move to this space and attack that thing.
Yeah. Remember when that old Twitch thing that auto played Pokemon, like one of the old Game Boy Pokemons, and the chat room controlled everything that happened, but it took forever because
no, I don't remember this at all.
It is insane. I think it's one of the things that made Twitch what it is. Like very early Twitch days.
Huh.
And it was all automated. Like they had some robot doing it. It was awesome. It was so
brilliant.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was chaos, and it was also very slow because it was trying to do everything in the chat room that everybody said to do. Mm-hmm. It's worth checking out if you ever see any of it. It's pretty great.
Yeah. Oh, look for that. That's great.
Yeah, it was pretty neat.
No
there
idea.
it is right there.
No idea that was a thing.
There's a whole Wikipedia article on it. Twitch Plays Pokemon. Social experiment
Jason
channel
Calhoun.
consisting of crowdsourced attempt to play Game Freaks and Nintendo's Pokemon video games. By parsing commands sent by users through the channel's chat room, it holds the Guinness World Record for having the most participants on a single-player video game, online video game ever, with 1,165,140. So that's simultaneous players. No one will ever beat that record because that's weird. That's not normal. Let's see. Peak simultaneous participation, 121,000. This is back in 2014, so...
That's insane.
Yeah, it's
Holy
really
cow.
great. It's fun to watch
Wow.
those archives if you ever get a chance.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's pretty neat. All right. Well, folks, look what we've done.
Yeah, we'll figure out what we're playing Friday, but
Yeah. And we promise it's happening Friday, and it will not be
It's a misprint.
It's not a misprint.
not a typo.
Not a typo. See, typo's better.
Typo's way better. It's funny. It's shorter.
It's the way he would say
it's
it.
Same number of syllables, but typo.
It's
a typo.
It's super putty sounding, you know?
Exactly. Yeah.
He's like the hell. You got to end on stuff. And typo is
It's
like
typo.
It's a typo.
Yeah.
It's so much better.
Misprint. It's not as funny. Maybe we could go in and edit it and then submit it as a dubbed version. And,
and then they'll
Netflix
change
will just
it.
replace it.
Yeah,
or
they'll get
Hulu,
him.
I don't even know where it is anymore.
They'll call Mr. Warburton and they'll have him re-record it.
Right.
And
They
it'll
don't
be
even
fun.
need to. I'll do it. I'll do it for
All
him.
right, Brian will do it. You
typo.
hear us, NBC Universal, or whoever owns the rights right
That's
now?
probably Peacock, right? Is where it's
Well, the show
I
it's
don't
on
know where it's
Netflix at
going.
the moment, but yeah, probably. Well, I don't know actually. I don't know. You know how these things are.
I'll bet it's going to. Well, it's with Castle Rock Entertainment. Yeah, I don't know.
They own right now on Netflix. Got them for some locked-in period. I don't know how long that is, but they took it from Hulu, and now everyone wants to fight over Seinfeld. It's in their top 3 every day. What are you going to do? It's not like we're just making this up, you guys. That was a really popular show. All right. Here comes this. Hey, look what it is. It's time for the news, and it's brought to you by...
Do you like snacks, craft beer, goofy people? The Snack Network is the place for you. Dave Moore and friends have been tasting new things on YouTube for just over a year now. Almost every day we taste something new and try to keep you up to date on the latest in snack and fast food news. Come taste stuff with us. The Snack Network YouTube channel can be found at thesnacknetwork.com. We can also be found on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at thesnacknet. And if you'd like to taste something for us and share your channel, Twitch, or other socials, just send us a DM on Twitter. Hope to see the tadpole in our comments.
Yeah.
He wants me to go retry Taco Bell nacho fries for the Snack Network.
Oh, you should do that. Why don't you do that? You
I should do that.
Yeah.
Because I didn't like him before. Maybe, I'll give him another chance just for Mr. Moore there.
Maybe they're vastly improved over what they were previously.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. You'll find out today when Brian does a thing we can't tell you about yet. All right. Here's a story that's perfect to start with, given its connection to snacks.
Yes.
I mentioned this yesterday. There are 5 fewer Doritos per bag now, thanks to inflation. Yeah.
Thanks, Joe Biden.
Yeah. Yes, it's always the current president's fault when this happens.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. I mean, it is way more likely that it's Trump related. Like, I needed those. Actually, I took those 5 Doritos. Had to have them in the Oval Office for the
per bag. Per bag, I need 5 for every bag.
College basketball team with the hamburgers. We had a bunch of Doritos there as well.
I don't know. I think if we can blame anybody, we can blame Putin with a dash of pandemic. I think is probably who we can blame here.
Yeah, Putin-demic. Yeah,
I really do hate though that whole like. It doesn't. I'm not. This has no sides to it. Whoever's in charge and gas prices go up, you immediately all blame that dude.
Blame the current
it's so
president
stupid to me. Yes, it's the most like mindless, pointless thing to do, because it's A, bullcrap, and B, what's the point? I hate it. I hate that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, I do too.
there are 5 less Doritos per bag due to inflation. If your bag of Doritos seems suspiciously skimpy on chips lately, you're not alone. Frito-Lay confirmed that it's decreasing the number of chips you get per bag by 5 whole delicious triangles in 2021 and 22 in order
Those
to...
bags, by the way, are also super puffy, also due to inflation.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I get it. Inflation. I get it. It's an inflated.
Yeah, thank you.
It's inflated. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
This is according to Quartz. I don't know who that is. Quartz. It must be a
Quartz.
news thing. News source.
Yeah, I don't know, but I need a bunch of it to turn into glass so that I can create a drill mod for my Astroneer.
Ooh.
Need more quartz.
Well, you got to just dig around and you'll find weird-looking noodly things in the ground, and then you put them on your thing like a bunch of pine cones.
Give me some noodly things.
little
Actually,
noodly
I'm
things.
creating an auto extractor, and I'm just going to auto extract the quartz.
That's how you do it. Did you get your last planet? I can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
You did. Okay.
I finished the game. I got the credits, but now there's going around and finding the probes on every planet, which I didn't do. There's something else too. There's like a MAT thing, MAT thing on each planet that I can plug an exo chip into, and a whole new set of quests and stuff. So it's like they got their hooks in me.
Yeah, they've got you with this small
and
indie game.
and now I want to I'm building out my base. I moved my entire base over to be close to one of these gateway chambers so that I can get to the other planets just by going on the little stone.
Yeah. No, you should. You're in the middle of Endgame. Soon they'll release a new raid. You'll be able to raid. Just kidding.
They have been putting out new stuff. I mean, that Space Snails thing was last year. They're still adding stuff.
Oh yeah, they're busy.
I gotta watch there's a documentary about it that I gotta watch.
Is it the no clip series? I think I saw this.
Let me see. Astroneer documentary. It is by No Clip. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. You should watch that.
Is it?
Yeah.
Cool.
It's very good. You should watch a lot of those. They're all good. Those guys know.
Oh,
what they're
really?
doing.
So they do a lot of. It's like different documentaries, different video game documentaries.
Yeah. If somebody's so Danny O'Dwyer runs No Clip, and he's if that name's familiar, people may remember him from back in the GameSpot days. He did a lot of their video production at GameSpot. He also is currently one of the co-hosts or people on the panel show Giant Bomb.
Oh,
and he for the most part though, his main gig is, as far as I know it still is, but it's this No Clip stuff, and it's basically just really intimate documentary looks at indie game developers, not just indies though. It's like big stuff too. And they've interviewed some crazy, really interesting people from the industry. But my favorites are the indie coverage. So that one's really good. The one for Hades is amazing.
That's what somebody in the chat room said. I don't even know if I know the Hades game. So
it's
this
real
will
good.
probably also help to introduce me to some games that may wean me off of Astroneer. Although, as soon as I'm tired of Astroneer, I'm going back to Pokemon Arceus because I'm loving that too.
It's just they're waiting for you.
They are. He's just sitting there. He's sitting there in his little village waiting for me to go get more EVs.
He's got to get off his Arceus or whatever they call it. See what I did?
Hey, Doritos, 5 less per bag.
Yeah, 5 less per bag. How's that sound? Someone in the chat suggested just break a few and you'll have 5 extra chips, but it doesn't really work that way. That's a very Ernie and Bert way of handling it, I would say.
It kind of is, yeah, right.
Anyway, here's the difference in 5 chips, 9.25 ounces versus 9.75 ounces, what you used to get. Might not seem like a lot, but unless you're one with a shorted bag, I suppose. Anyway, Time reported in 2014 with regards to Frito-Lay's flavored chips for 200 million bags of chips. That means the total amount saved is upwards of $50 million.
Wow.
Yep. If you're trying to cut costs, remove chips.
Yeah.
But the price hasn't gotten any smaller. That's the bummer.
Should have gotten 2% smaller for those missing chips.
I agree. Give them 30 million. And then figure out a way to cheapen the bag enough to take up that other 20. We're good. Doritos aren't the only product gotten smaller while charging you the same price. They've also got 1 fewer brushes out of a tube of Crest 3D White Radiant Mint toothpaste. 28 fewer crackers out of a box of family-size original wheat thins.
Wow, that's a lot.
It's a lot. I think that's quite a bit.
Yeah.
That's a layer in that box of many crackers. Right?
It is.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
not.
I mean, it's they're smaller than Doritos, but the wheat thins are
Yeah.
that's a whole serving at least.
Is it? Is that how many you're supposed to eat in a serving? They're 29. That seems like a lot, doesn't it?
It does. I was surprised. I looked at it recently because with Noom, you do say like, oh, 1 serving of wheat thins and hummus or something like that.
Gotcha.
And it was a surprising number. It's like, oh, I can have a lot of these for 160 calories.
We have a smart chat. They know about this term called shrinkflation, which is what this is. You don't raise your price, but you lower what you give, and it's effectively the same thing, but it makes your customers not get too pissed about your prices going up.
I remember the uproar when airline food. They did something with the airline food, and maybe it was similar to like the Taco Bell olives on the enchilada, but they stopped including something on the chicken or fish, and it saved United Airlines, $2 million a year or something.
Yeah, I read something similar to that about the peanuts, and it was because everyone had told me they got rid of peanuts because of allergies or potential allergies for people who have peanut allergies. Because there's some people, I guess, you open a pack of peanuts, they could be 5 rows away, and now they're in anaphylactic shock, and you got to put a thing in their leg or whatever. But what I read was that was a side bonus of it costing so much money to make the peanuts, package the peanuts, have the peanuts there, but also there's a liability to the whole thing when people are allergic. So by eliminating those, they cut so much money.
Yeah.
And that's why they do it with the seats. Hey, why do you think I can barely fit in a plane anymore and my knees are up to my freaking chest? It's because it's called shrinkflation, baby.
Yeah, it sucks. Oh, we were able to get 4 more rows in there just by making everybody uncomfortable. Woo!
Yeah, woo. Let's see. Several fewer sips of your bottle of Gatorade. Also, they're passing higher supply prices on to consumers with sneaky downsizing and repackaging. There's that Quartz article or whatever has a whole bunch of other products, but the main one was Doritos, 5 chips less. Damn
bastards!
I have a bag over there in the storage room that is not one of these bags. Should I keep it? Will it be worth something?
Collector's item. Yeah. This is a +5 chip bag right here on eBay.
Yeah. And before anyone starts going F capitalism, I see you there, Claire. I think I don't know that that's a capitalism problem. That's a supply and demand problem. And it's also, I don't know how you avoid that in any kind of system. Show me how that's any different than any other kind of economic system, and I'll be happy to look at it, but I don't know how that works. Maybe we make ourselves more susceptible to this via capitalism. I don't know, but maybe. I am no economic expert. I have no idea. But I do know this. A Florida man made 911 calls to have his meth tested for authenticity.
Is this 100% meth?
Yeah, how do I know? I tried tasting it. It didn't do shit. Florida man is accused of calling 911 to have his methamphetamine he bought at a bar tested for authenticity, according to authorities. It was real, and he was arrested. Thomas Eugene Colucci. Does that sound right?
It does. Thomas Eugene Colucci.
Okay.
All right, visualize this guy.
Okay.
Scruffy, desperately in need of a shave, wearing a trucker hat, long, sandy blonde hair, right?
Yeah.
What iron-on is on the front of his white stained T-shirt?
Oh, gosh. I don't know. What do you see there? What do you picture on his white stained T-shirt?
I'm thinking it's either Truckzilla, like it's either like a monster truck,
Yeah.
or it's an iron-on from the TV show Riptide.
Yeah, yes!
Characters from Riptide.
That's a good one. Riptide doesn't get enough exposure in this day and age, so I'm going with that vote. I think it says, because he sounds Italian, maybe it's this.
Cacio e pepe.
Maybe that's it.
That's probably it. Or is it? It's an "I'm with stupid" T-shirt, but he doesn't have a friend to wear it with.
There you go. Oh, I like that. I'm with. Yeah. How do you do that if you don't have a friend stupider than you?
Yeah.
You shouldn't wear that shirt. Is the deal.
This guy just wears it and just crosses off the whip.
This is how it went. So he calls the sheriff's office. He says, "Yo, what up with my meth? How do I find out?" Deputies arrived at his home. He said he'd tried some of the meth and believed it was bath salts. He told deputies he was an experienced drug user who knew what it should feel like, he says. I feel like he's an experienced idiot, too.
Can you tell me if this is bath salts? I paid for meth.
Yeah. I'm an expert, but I need a confirmation from my local law enforcement.
Right.
Who normally arrest people for having meth. How dumb are you, this guy? Let's see. Gucci then handed 2 small bags to the deputy, saying he wanted to put the person in trouble for selling dangerous drugs. So he thought he was doing like a community service.
Public service. Like, let's get that guy off the street because he might be selling fake meth.
Yep. And the deputy did what he asked. He did a field test out there. They have field tests for this on a sample of the white crystal-like substance in the 2 bags. The substance, both baggies tested positive for methamphetamine. And Colucci was arrested and went to jail.
So if it would have turned out to be Coffee Mate, would Thomas Colucci have been arrested, or would they just have said, "You dumbass," and then just left?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I was wondering why they would even bother with a field test. Here's a guy who thinks he has meth, maybe has bath salts, but
there's no arrest without it.
Bought drugs and is admitting that he bought drugs.
I think if he didn't have drugs, they couldn't. There's no reason for arrest unless you do a false report type thing, but the guy thought he was being honest. I don't know.
I feel like if you
need a law expert,
if you admit that you tried to buy drugs, that's almost as bad as buying drugs. I don't know.
I just don't know enough about that stuff, but that's pretty interesting.
Bobby Frank says, "No, what law would have you committed? It's not illegal to buy not drugs."
Yeah, but
I think it's illegal to buy something you think is illegal. Like, because when you think it's a hooker, but it's actually an undercover cop, you're propositioning your intent is there, even though that's not a hooker.
Right. Yes, that's my take. I'm with Brian on this. You can call it entrapment, but that's what people do. You have a fake hooker. Hey, baby, what are you looking for a good time? Oh, yeah, I sure do. Let's go here. And then they bust him. What's the difference?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, this is a little weird because the guy actually
called them. It's illegal to buy not hooker.
I don't know, dude.
It's just as illegal to buy not drugs as it is to buy not hooker.
I feel like none of us know, and all of us would do. You know what? Hey, Arch, if you're listening, he was here last week, actual cop in Nashville. Send me a message and let me know how this works. Okay, he's seen some stuff.
That's a good point. Yeah, Amy does say but the charge there is solicitation, which is what you've done. That's a good point.
Right. And
yeah,
this
we do need some research. We need some further.
Yeah, if a cop was posing if there was a cop posing as a drug dealer,
drug dealer, and you tried to buy drugs from him,
right,
you'd be buying not drugs.
Right. You would be arrested because you showed intent and you
tried to buy drugs.
Right.
Yes.
In this case, he bought drugs. Well, no. There's a thin line between entrapment and that's a whole other thing.
Entrapment is when you're like saying, "Hey, I know you haven't tried drugs before, but I have got a great deal on drugs. Come over and check out these drugs."
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not somebody
you were planning on buying drugs before until you saw that he was having a drug sale.
Right. So, because if you say that's entrapment, that's like saying everything a cop ever does in undercover is an entrapment thing, and it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Because if a guy goes undercover with the mob and finds out who's killing who and gets tape on who's doing what, that's not entrapment. That's catching the bad guys doing shit.
So, who was it? Pops and Recline found an article about this selling counterfeit. Selling counterfeit.
I believe these drugs might be counterfeit. Could you test these and tell me?
Yeah. Selling counterfeit illicit drugs is illegal even if the substances used to make the imitation drug are not illegal on themselves. Well, that's the seller.
Yeah.
It's illegal to convince somebody that you're selling fake drugs.
Right. Yeah, that's the other way.
That still doesn't say, whether or not it's illegal to buy fake drugs.
Boy, I used to love Denny's used to make great counter fritters. You remember those?
Counter frits.
Oh, they were so good. wash them
Yeah,
down.
but you had to eat them at the counter.
Yeah, you did.
You couldn't take them back to your table. Sorry, sir. These are counter fritters.
These are counter fritters, not table fritters. All right. Well, that'll do it for today's news. We wish that guy well, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what I wish him.
Yeah.
I hope he's fine. He ended up having chest pains in the car because he freaked out when they took him away and he went to the hospital. He turned out to be okay. He just panicked.
Please tell me he went, Elizabeth, I'm coming.
Have them counter fritters ready.
Reference that only people of a certain age will get.
Yeah. And even then, most of them are dead. All right. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to spend some time with our good pal, breaker and maker of things, Bill Duran. He'll be here. And, of course, some science with Bobby. That's all coming up after this song selection from Brian Ibbett.
Yeah, this time we're going over to Pittsburgh for a band called the Mystic Sears, Seers, not the place where you buy your dungarees and your Amana radar ranges, but Mystic Sears, Sears, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This is actually a project funded by a producer and multi-instrumentalist named Derek White. He's the main guy in this. They have a brand new album that's going to be coming out soon. This is the first single from it. This is a song called You Caught Me Lying, featuring David Bubenheim from Pet Clinic. Here are Mystic Sears, You Caught Me Lying.
Do this for me, dragon. Do this, and I will burn the banana tree. Nobody will ever summon you again.
Are you trying to tell us that there's another one of those things out there?
No, not the buttons! Not my gumdrop buttons!
This is the morning stream.
We're back, everybody. Hey, Brian, who was that song again?
Yeah, that's those were the Mystic Sears from their brand new single "You Caught Me Lying."
Nice.
And great song there.
All right.
All right. Well, I'm going to go get in the car, and
Yep.
I'm going to disconnect from this Discord and rejoin when I get in the car and see if I can see how the sound quality is. And
Yep.
And can I get? I need a reference point. Can I get the audio clip that I'm going to be emulating?
Yes, the audio
for the
clip.
next-
So yes, that's a really good point. You want to be able to say this
Yeah,
properly.
I need to be able to get it right. Yeah.
Here he is, right here.
Hey, it's too early to get a fish sandwich.
So you gotta go.
All right, got to make sure that. Hey, do I get a fish?
Yep, you gotta go.
Hey,
do I get a fish sandwich?
There you go. It was perfect. All right, so
Okay.
go do that. When you disconnect Discord, leave. It should let you still come in anytime you want.
Yeah. Because I'm invited into this one. You
Yeah,
haven't removed me from the group. So
Yeah,
I
you
can
should be
rejoin.
totally fine. Okay,
All right, here we
so
go.
there he goes. There goes Brian. I'm going to move this. Yeah, I'm going to move that by. He says he's waving. All right, there he goes. We're going to see how this works. This might be the greatest thing we ever did. Quite possibly the worst thing we ever did. I don't know. But I do know this. We're going to call Bill Duran and get him in here and see what he has to say about things in life. And I'm stalling because I can't find... There he is. Okay. You know, you forget. Sometimes your friends are their names in things like Discord, and sometimes it's their company names, and it throws me every time. But today we're doing this.
Your bat cave's open there, Bill.
Bill Duran joining us all the way from punishprops.com in the beautiful state of Washington State with its fog and its rain.
It's sunny right now.
Oh.
I'm looking at it.
You should get out in there. Go get some vitamin D today, man. Get out in there and soak it up some. You know?
Good idea.
Yeah.
I'll go for a walk.
I think
in a
you
little
should.
bit.
Hey, it's good to have you here. Brian's driving to a restaurant, and he may pop in here any minute with a weird thing. We're doing a little bit of a bit to see how it works.
That makes total sense.
Yeah, and it gets better the more I explain it. Hey, so Bill, you're here every Tuesday talking about stuff you've been making and doing over there. Tell us more.
Yeah. Today I wanted to talk about college, about school.
Oh, school. All right.
Yeah. Well, sometimes young makers or high school aged people will ask me, what courses should I take or what major should I take if I want to be a prop maker?
Yeah.
Or should I even go to college at all? Now, of course, I did not go to college to be a prop maker.
No.
I learned all that on my own. I went to school to be a 3D modeler, animator, artist guy. And I figured I could share my college experience, and that would help people. And you could probably share a little bit about your college experience.
Yeah, of course. Are you? So I always remember this when having conversations with you from before. So tell me if I'm wrong. But you studied 3D modeling and animation, and then at some point you landed a pretty good gig at Microsoft. But you weren't doing any of that stuff there, right?
No,
Yeah.
I was doing glorified data entry.
Isn't it funny? I mean, it's just funny to me. I don't know if it's supposed to be funny. Maybe not funny, haha. But it's funny how a lot of our college experience, and for that matter, even high school interests, they don't always translate to where you think they're going to translate to. Like you're, while you're there, you're like, well, I know exactly where I'm going to be positioned with this, or I know exactly where I'm going to go with this, or whatever. And then you end up somewhere else, and you may be using some of those skills, and you may be got your foot in the door because of your degree, or all these other things may be true. But you don't always end up doing the thing you thought you were going to do, at least not initially. But these days, running your own company and building your own stuff, you probably use more 3D modeling than you have since college, is my guess.
Yeah, I do a lot more with 3D printing now. Yes, I do a lot more 3D modeling, and I really, really enjoy that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Brian, what do you think of that, Brian? What do you think? Oh.
Yep, I'm here. I'm just going to mute myself, though.
Okay, all right.
It's too noisy.
Yeah, it's a little noisy, but if you mute yourself, it'll be totally fine.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us? You can't hear us? Oh. This is going to go great then. Perfect. Anyway, so yeah, sorry.
The path I eventually took bears no resemblance to the path I assumed I would take. But every step of the way, I learned something that became useful later on. So I do a lot of 3D modeling now, and I enjoy that a lot too. I'm glad I get to do that. But also, like, at Microsoft, I learned what to do and what not to do on an email thread with hundreds of professional people. Like, there are a lot of skills I picked up along the way that are helpful now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like being able to write a decent email to someone and one that's not really long to get good communication back and forth. I did a lot of that when I worked at Microsoft, and those are skills I still use today. And I certainly didn't learn any of that in college.
Sure. But those, so, yeah, it's interesting though. Like some of the stuff. What would you say the number one thing that happened in college is the thing you rely on the most now? Was it something specific to 3D modeling, or was it something like no, I learned how to listen, or I learned how to talk to a dude, or like what?
No, I made my best friends, my wife, and like 3 or 4, actually 5, I think, of my best friends who all moved to Seattle with me. We all met in college.
That's
like
awesome.
That's the coolest and best thing I got out of the college experience.
Yeah.
So I went to school for quote computer art in the year 2000, and it was pretty vague what it meant for computer art. Uh-oh. I activated my Alexa. Never mind.
That can happen.
I can't say the C word.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those words is good not to say, but yeah, go ahead.
Right. So I did a lot of Photoshop, some After Effects. I used a lot of Maya when I was in college. That was kind of the main thing we learned. But most of the technical skills I picked up were from my fellow students. I didn't have any professors who were focused on 3D modeling or animation, which was the thing I was the most interested in.
Yeah.
So I did a lot of that stuff in school, but I didn't learn a lot of it from my professors. I learned it from my friends. We all did our own research out of school or out of class. We did a lot of experimenting with Maya and learning how to do all the cool, fun stuff you could do in it. We did all that like outside of school hours. So when I think, I paid for that experience, it's a little bit of a bummer, right? That I didn't get more of what I wanted out of school academically.
Sure. I think that ends up being a lot of people's end up feeling that way. I know I felt that way. I know, like, Justin Robert Young always talks about his journalism degree. He got it in New York, and he tells everyone.
Oh, at the Daily Orange,
yeah.
As opposed to Syracuse University.
Yeah, exactly. And he tells everybody, don't do it. Don't waste your money. Oh, Brian Ibbett joining us. Brian, hello.
I'm here. You're not getting any echo, are you?
Not much. A little bit. Not too bad though.
Okay. All right. I can mute myself when I'm not when I'm currently not ordering. However, I'm
as soon as this white car goes behind me,
Yeah.
then I think I'll actually have a straight shot to the first drive-through speaker. First up is McDonald's.
Oh, all right, sweet. And you haven't been there in a couple of
Nissan's-
years or something, right?
Yeah. So they won't recognize me. Nissan Sentra's trying to decide which of the two lines he's going to go in. There we go. He's taking he's taking that one. Okay. So I'm behind a woman in an Infiniti.
Yeah.
License plate number.
Can we get some location data from your phone? All that stuff would be great.
Yeah.
So are you right? So is she ordering right now?
She is. She's ordering. I could open my window and actually hear probably what she's ordering.
Ooh, let's hear what she's getting. I want to hear it. Let's see what she's got.
Let's see.
She sounds like if she's in a Lexus or something, she's probably real weird about it.
Infinity. Yeah.
Infinity. I'm sorry.
No, now she's not talking. She's looking down, probably at her phone. I bet she's picking up stuff for the office.
Oh, someone sent her on an errand. Okay.
So, like said, 18 egg McMuffins and a whatnot.
Right.
This is good because this drive-through has an escape route.
Yeah.
So if I can't get the fish sandwich, I'm not stuck behind 3 cars trying to get out.
Oh, that's good. I always hate the McDonald's one because they got that, well, like you're describing, that split thing, and it always feels weird trying to fight over who gets it and when they get it.
And I clearly picked the wrong one. The other one opened up. I'm switching to the other one. I'm backing up
Oh,
out
jeez.
of one to go into the other. There's no cars behind me.
Oh, it's like action-packed, though. I like it.
It is. So look at that. I'm going right around the Infinity.
All right, here we go. Window going down or window going up?
Yeah.
Okay, here comes. Bill, you're going to be so happy you were here for this.
Great.
Yeah, I promise. Brian, do you need a trainer on this thing real quick, or are you good?
No, I can get started today. Hey, is it too early to get a fish sandwich?
Let me check with the kitchen really quick. Actually, no, we do have fish sandwiches at this moment.
All right, I'll just take one then, one fish sandwich.
Anything else I can grab for you?
I'll do it.
Oh, that's perfect.
Gold struck on the very first.
Yeah, got it. Nailed it. Yeah,
Keep that voice up.
I'm
entire time.
I'm actually shocked that it isn't too early to get one at 10. I'm surprised by this. This is good news.
Okay, how much? Sorry, how much you say it is?
$5.38.
Okay.
Really?
That's an expensive fish sandwich.
Holy crap! When did those become almost $6?
Thank you. It's still cod, right? Not using swordfish.
This is like Kim's expensive lobster roll she got the other day. Everything's too expensive right now.
Thank you very much. Thanks, you too.
You did the guy's voice the whole time. That's
I
amazing.
had to do it the whole time. I gotta commit to the bit.
Yeah,
man.
committing to the bit. This is very good. All right, tell us your next
Sorry to
stop
interrupt,
before.
Bill.
Tell us your next stop before I go back to Bill.
Next stop will be Wendy's.
All right, Wendy's, everybody.
If everybody has a fish sandwich and they're $5.50 each, I'm gonna be broke by the time we're done with this bit.
I can't believe how much money that was. All right. All right.
I'm gonna mute.
Yeah, all right. Mute us. Okay, Bill. So one of the things I was going to say about, well, this is very college-like, go and get fast food and stuff. So this kind of fits. I have three memories of college. Similar experience with learning from my classmates. I feel like I learned more from them than I did any of my professors.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, I think it cost way too much money at the time. I still think that's true, and it's way more now. That bugged me. And then the life drawing class I took where we drew naked people all day.
Yeah.
Still one of the most valuable courses I ever took. And
Right?
and everyone at home's going to be like, oh, Scott, you perv. What, naked people? No, I'm telling you, like, from a technical standpoint, from an anatomy understanding, like just learning how to draw people, form, motion, this sort of stuff. That class was invaluable and kind of all worth everything else I did. It was worth it.
Yeah. Quick story about that. I walked in. I was in the advanced figure drawing class. We had a different room with a different model, but I showed up for class and I walked into the beginner nude model class, and the model was my roommate Dave.
Yeah, nice.
Dave, one of my very best friends, who I've seen naked again since then, and definitely a different. Incident.
Wait, what was the second context? Not in life drawing, but what?
We lived together.
Oh, okay.
And,
yeah.
And
he just
drank a lot more back then.
Okay, yeah. I could see that being a little looser if you've already seen him in class. What's the big deal if he walks through the house naked? Sure.
So also though, if you want to take a figure drawing class, you can just take them. You don't have to go to college for that. They happen all the time.
That's true.
My buddy Dave realized he could make decent money during college being a nude model, so he did that, and not just for the school. There was a group of artists in town who did weekly meetups, and they hired models to come be their nude model, and he would just go hang out with some people he didn't know and stand there naked for a while. They paid him like $20 an hour, which in 2000, when you were 21 years old, that was pretty great.
Oh, that's pretty good cash. All right, we come back to Brian Ibbett. I believe he's in the Wendy's line here. Yeah,
I'm in the Wendy's drive-through here.
Yeah,
actually, it's funny. I got here really quick. I've been here for like 2 minutes. I just didn't want to interrupt Bill's life drawing naked roommate story.
That was a good insertion right then. We're at the window.
All right, let's see what we got here.
All right. This is so dumb.
Welcome to Wendy's. What can I get started for you?
Hey, is it too early to get a fish sandwich?
Fortunately, it is. We'll start serving fish at 10:30.
Okay, I got one from McDonald's. Do you want that one? It's another drive-through where I do have an easy escape, so I didn't mind doing that.
Oh my hell! I just coughed up a lung. I was not expecting that. I assume he said no. What did he say? I didn't hear it.
He did not respond, so I just slowly rolled up my window and drove away.
Oh, that poor guy. All right. So Taco Bell's the next one, or what's next?
Burger King will be next.
All right.
That one's a little further away, so I think we'll be able to get an entire Bill story.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, we might be able to hear more, all of his things before he goes. All right, so we'll see you on the other side there, Brian. You're doing God's work here. All right, Bill. Sorry, you were saying. Where were you? Where were you saying? What were you saying?
Yeah. So so being a nude model can be highly lucrative.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. You want to make some extra money, go get naked.
Right. So basically, I can't replace my college experience because it was great. I went to some pretty cheap schools, so I didn't have a ton of debt. I did have some debt that I have paid off, which feels great.
Yeah.
So my experience was pretty good for me, though the benefits were not necessarily academic. I think nowadays anyone can learn almost any technical skill in the college of YouTube, on YouTube University. There's so much. Everything I learned technically in college, you can learn for free on the internet now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you don't want to, if you want something a little better, there are services that do paid things. They're still so much cheaper than college, like Skillshare or Lynda.com or any of those.
Sure, and we realize I fully agree with you on all of this, and there are going to be some people that go, yeah, but that ain't going to get me the job I'm trying to get. True. We still live in a time or an era when your education, whether you got a good one or not, is completely determined by this piece of paper you got.
Sure, and there are definitely jobs and career paths that require certifications and that sort of thing, and you kind of gotta go to school for that.
Yeah.
But for most technical skills, maker type skills, and artistic type skills, like I can't, unless you're just flush with money, I can't recommend going to art school specifically for the technical skills. But if you do want that college experience, like the life between living at home and living in the real world, this sort of buffer where you are kind of safe to make mistakes, that can be a thing that people need.
Yeah.
And I think I benefited a lot from that. My food was paid for. My boarding was paid for. I wasn't going to go hungry or get kicked out. So I was safe to make a lot of mistakes, which was really great. So if you want to pay for that experience, maybe just don't pay a lot for that experience. Don't go into a huge amount of debt just to get the college experience.
Yeah. Even
other than that, learn the technical skills that you want want online.
Yeah, and if you want, there's at least here, Salt Lake Community College, which is not a gigantic organization, but a pretty decent community college. As much fun as we like to make of that sort of thing in shows like Community, is a really good place to get started and see kind of how you want to feel about stuff. And they have great, this, for example, I took some life drawing classes there, and they were great. In fact, they were probably better than the ones at the U at the time. But also college is a lot more money than it used to be.
Yeah, I haven't even looked it up. I don't want to.
It's really bad. Yeah, that stuff you did, the 3D modeling stuff, is not cheap now.
No.
Not that it was then, but that has
also
not stopped or gotten cheaper. So,
just one more quick thing. If you're more of a maker, look into vocational schools. Like, learn to weld. Like, get certified as a professional welder. Not only will that be useful to make your own stuff, but like you can get a job today.
Yeah.
As a welder, paying pretty good money.
Yeah, they make great money.
And then you got a lot more options. So.
Yeah, true. Well, there you go. I like this is good. There's nothing wrong with a little vocational arts sort of discussion.
Oh, no.
Once in a while. Oh, we got looks like Bill's going to witness our Wendy's thing or whatever it is, or Burger King.
No, this is the Burger King.
Yeah,
this is Burger King time.
All right.
What's the over/under? They're going to have it?
No, I'm going to say they won't have them.
I'm going to say no as well.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, is it too early to get a fish sandwich?
Big fish?
Yeah.
How many?
Just one.
Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
That's a tit? Did you say that's a tit?
How many?
Yeah, how many?
Big fish or big fish? Big fish.
Big fish? Really? You're getting a Tim Burton movie. They're going to hand you the DVD.
This one's $6. Holy cow.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. What is with fish?
The wild salmon fish sandwich.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Freshly caught?
Brian,
Good morning, how are you? Oh, good, thanks.
I didn't know Burger King had fish. I don't know if you can hear me saying this. Hey, Brian.
1 second, okay?
Okay.
Right, thanks.
Are you so even at the window you're keeping up the voice and stuff?
I have to. This is the same guy.
This is the same guy. I love this so much. And chat, it is a tax write-off. He can put all this fish on his taxes.
Yeah, absolutely. I told Tina before I left that don't eat anything for lunch in an hour and a half because you're gonna have a lukewarm fish sandwich.
Yeah, and you're gonna like it because it was $6.
You're gonna like it. No sides, by the way. No fries. No
nothing. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I honestly, I'm a little shocked. I guess it's something we could have looked up before, but I'm shocked by the price. It's crazy.
I mean, it's price-wise, and also, I mean, but the fact that it isn't. We're in the middle of Lent.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But still, morning fish sandwiches. I'm surprised.
Yeah. A morning fish sandwich should never be $6. All right. Well, so you're good there, right?
Yeah, I guess I can mute because he's just going to bring me my fish sandwich here in a minute. So.
All right. If anything crazy happens, tell us on the other end. Have fun.
We'll do.
We'll see you at Taco Bell. All right. So, Bill, you always leave us with a little bonus stuff for the week, and even though today is paced very strangely, I'll bet you have that today. What do you got?
I do. So my friend Jimmy DiResta, who's a fellow YouTuber and maker of all sorts of things, he has a show on Netflix now called Making Fun. I watched the first episode, and it is in fact fun.
Oh man, that's awesome to hear. He's great. I love that guy.
Yeah, he's super creative. The group of dudes he has on the show are all really creative. They all kind of play a different role, and it's definitely aimed at a younger audience.
Yeah.
And I've been seeing lots of friends saying that their kids love it. So I'm not a parent. I'm not wholeheartedly recommending this for your children, but I've seen other parents recommending it.
Yeah, it's called Making Fun.
Making Fun on Netflix.
All right, this is a nice, fun little pun there. Making fun. It means a couple of things. Yeah. Here it is. Netflix official site. New reality show. Burp, burp, burp. Jimmy DiResta, Paul Jackman, and Patrick Lapierre.
Yeah, he's French Canadian.
Okay. And this guy, which one on this? Well, you can't see it. I see a photo here, and one of them looks like you with a giant beard and long hair. Is that Jimmy?
Yeah. No.
Okay, that's not him.
I
Oh,
don't
no,
know
there's
that guy.
Jimmy. I see him now. All right, go check it out. Available now. Netflix, netflix.com. You all subscribe to it probably, or at least you hope to. And it's up there now, and it's receiving very good reviews.
Yeah.
You like to see your friends succeed. Very nice.
I do.
Bill Duran, he is punishprops.com, and of course, Punish Props, the channel on YouTube. Sub if you're not. I mentioned him in my recent YouTube of my own, where I showed off his. He may or may not like this, but I showed off your old gun that you made from Mass Effect, and I love it.
Oh yeah, spectacular.
Yeah. People were like, "What's going on behind your camera?" And I said, "Well, this thing was made by Bill." So, because of I'm sure that video will get 500 views. It'll really help boost your numbers. Okay, so
Fantastic.
yeah, that's
I
my goal.
appreciate it.
Bill, have a fantastic week. We'll see you next time. Bye now.
Bye.
Poor Bill. Part of the experiment without knowing it. Bobby knows because he's in the chat, and he'll just have to deal. Let's do a quick check-in with Brian. Brian, are you there? He's got his...
Brian, are you there?
Yeah.
Yep, I'm here. I now have the second fish sandwich. I actually was thinking about eating the first fish sandwich when he brought me the second one. I was thinking about starting to eat the fillet of fish while...
Uh-oh, he's cutting out. We hit a dead zone. Oh, no! Oh, no! Yeah, we hit a dead zone. I'm not sure Brian can hear me. Well, we're adding Bobby to the call. That'll solve everything. Science. We need science. If we didn't have science, this would be easy. I don't know what that means. Hey, let's see who we got here on the line. I'll push this button and find out.
Science.
It's science time with Bobby Frankenberger. Joins us from his studios in beautiful somewhere, South Carolina. Hello, Bobby. How are you?
Beautiful somewhere, South Carolina.
Yeah, beautiful somewhere. It is beautiful somewhere there, right? Somewhere.
It's a beautiful day today.
Is
even.
it? Nice.
We've got green grass coming in. Yeah, I wasn't sure I was gonna be here when you called because we have a new lawn guy who came for the first time today, and I was afraid he was gonna try to make me talk to him.
See, now that's hilarious because lawns aren't really lawns there. It's more like you guys are wild jungles. Right? The way your grass grows. At least in Mississippi, if Kim was to mow the lawn, it really meant like a safari in Africa and whacking down trees. It was terrible. It was a bad time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've never cared for a lawn anywhere but here, so I don't have anything to compare it to. So maybe, I mean, to me, it's just the lawn, but it does grow fast and thick.
Thick, yeah.
So.
Yeah, and you got bugs the size of small dogs. That's the other stereotype I have about the South. Big bugs.
Yeah, big giant water bugs. I saw one on my run the other day. It was like half the size of my hand.
Oh, my Lord. Matuba in the chat says you had a very good episode this week of All Around Science. That's good to hear. That's always
Thanks,
nice.
Matuba.
Yeah. Matuba. You're nobody's tuba. You're your own tuba, buddy. Anyway, hey, it's good to have you here. We're going to talk a little science. I sent you an article earlier in the week, and you said, hey, this is kind of interesting. We might do it. So did we? Is that what we're going to talk about today?
Yeah, I almost picked this to talk about on my podcast last week. So I thought it would be a great chance for me to talk about it. It's by the way, I would like to say that I love it, and I'm being sincere. I absolutely love it. Anytime you send me something, never feel like I love getting stuff from people saying,
wow.
"Hey, could you
All
tell
right.
me more about this?"
Okay.
Because it's we all love to learn. And it gives me a chance to dig into something and learn something.
Oh, that's fantastic. So when I saw this, it actually kind of freaked me out. I'm like, uh-oh. Because the headline's this. Geologists have closely analyzed 2 bizarre blobs detected deep inside the Earth. And I really wasn't sure what to make of that.
Well, there's no reason to panic. Those
good.
blobs have been there for as long as we think we know. Like, they've been there forever. And they're blobs of just dense magma. But the thing is, they're a different density than the other magma that is in the mantle. So there's that classic picture of the cross section of the Earth. You've got the core, and then the mantle, and then the crust, right?
Right. All from like junior high school. I remember that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so these blobs are in the mantle, which is the magma, sticky, slowly flowing magma section of the Earth's crust. These blobs that are there are very big. They're 6% of the entire mass of the Earth altogether. And if you want to imagine where they're located, they look exactly like that blob you're showing.
Good. That's how I pictured it, so I'm glad to get some confirmation. That's fantastic.
If you want to know, so they're right up against the core of the Earth, so deep in the mantle, and they're about 1,000 kilometers vertically extending, like outward. That's 620 miles. That's how much we're talking about, and about 3,000 kilometers wide. So almost that's like 1,800 miles wide. A little more than that, actually.
Those are massive. Holy crap.
Giant blobs. Yeah, to give you some context, the Earth's radius is a little over 6,000 kilometers. So this is like it's pretty big.
Wow.
So what they are what are called large. This is a very technical term, but I'm going to try to explain it. They're large, low shear wave velocity provinces, which are basically what that means is. First of all, we've never dug any deeper than we've never gotten through the crust. So there's no way for us to directly know what's inside the Earth.
Right.
We've never sampled it or touched it or seen it or anything like that. We've never been in there. So how do we know what's there?
So is the movie The Core is obviously it's science fiction, but is there anything to the idea that we could do any of that? Could we get to a place where we could burrow that far, and pressure issues being what they are, and sub it'd be below the ocean, I assume, like all sorts of there's a million reasons why we can't do this, but I mean, could we? Right. Maybe we could one day.
I don't know. It's pretty hot down there.
Yeah.
So I never say never, but I don't know that you'd want to. If you poke a hole in the Earth, like you said, there's pressure and stuff, wouldn't it? I would imagine that you'd have some concerns with stuff spewing out. I mean, that's what a volcano is.
Yeah, it seems like it could go bad.
Yeah,
there's a lot to consider there. But so all we can do is what? Some sort of sonic scanning sort of things, and we can see structural stuff with various scanning techniques, but we don't really know. Those blobs could taste like chicken. We don't know.
We probably know a little bit that they don't taste like chicken.
Okay, good.
But they might taste like iron, so maybe they taste like blood.
Ooh.
Because they taste like metal.
Gross.
No, yeah, that's exactly how we know what is there. Is we monitor earthquakes all over the Earth.
Mm-hmm.
There are earthquake monitoring stations that detect the shaking that goes on during an earthquake. And, we can detect these at very small amounts all the time.
Mm.
And so since these are all over the Earth, all over the surface of the planet, what they can do is when you detect where an earthquake is, when you first detect vibrations deep within the Earth, you can watch the other stations all over the planet, even on the other side of the world, and see when does that earthquake.
Oh, we got a Brian. Brian, you back?
We do.
We lost you earlier. You were in a weird dead zone or something.
I was able to hear you guys. You guys weren't able to hear me, huh?
Yeah, it was weird. You just cut off it was bad internet.
That's a really bad area. So I've expanded the radius. Taco Bell's closed until 11, so Taco Bell's out. We're gonna try Jack in the Box.
Oh, they have tacos.
Let's see if Jack in the Box supports the Catholics.
Yeah, let's see if they do it.
Just beat me to the drive-thru. All right, this guy's taking forever because he's loading a bike on his car.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get behind this white truck.
Okay.
All right.
They have tacos there, so chances of a fish sandwich seems likely.
I think so. All right. Well, we got a second because somebody's ordering. What's the over/under on the Jack in the Box fish?
Oh, Bobby, what do you think? They're gonna have it or no?
Predictions from both of you.
We don't have Jack in the Box here.
Oh, you don't have them there?
Oh, you don't have them there?
I think I should congratulate you. Yeah.
I heard they have Jack sauce.
They do have Jack sauce. You are not wrong.
I can make that at home.
Yeah, Brian doesn't need to go pay $6 for Jack sauce. He can make his own.
Is it too early to get a fish sandwich?
No, we have our home menu all day, every day.
All right, let me get a fish sandwich.
Sandwich?
Yep.
You know?
Nope, that's it.
You want deluxe or regular?
Regular, please.
31.
Of course, regular. You don't want to pay $12.
$4.31 is the cheapest of the fast food fish options, apparently.
Wow. Also, I would be concerned about the content of the fish.
Well, they did ask if I wanted the deluxe, like either a regular or deluxe, and I don't know. That's separate from a combo. I don't know what the deluxe fish probably just adds, like lettuce and tomato or something. On
Yeah,
that,
or some kind of weird sauce. Probably the jack sauce. Yeah.
Yep, exactly. It could be jack sauce.
All right. So, and you now you haven't tried all of these, but is that part of the plan too? You're going to eat each one, and
Yeah, actually, I think for the Snack Network, I'm going to record myself trying all 3 fish sandwiches, and I'll say which fish sandwich is the best.
that's fantastic. I love it.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
All right. I'll let you get back to science. I think the center of the Earth tastes like fish.
all right. Very well. It will for the next while for you. All right. See you soon. Bobby, we're back. We're back, Bobby.
We're back. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know where we left it, except there's the. Okay, so let me understand this. At the very center of the Earth, I'm looking at a little cross section here on this article.
Yep.
There appears to be those blobs. They're showing those, and there's lots of little ones too, kind of floating all over the place.
Yeah.
What's the main green core behind all that? Is that the core?
Iron.
That's like the one where the chud live. Like that's the main thing, right?
The main center core, I believe, is all, if not primarily all, iron.
And is it molten or is it solid?
I think it's solid. Well, I think the outer core might be partly molten. When you're talking about under the Earth, it's really difficult to just distinguish. Like, there's not always a clear demarcation between liquid and solid. Sometimes, there's a gradient in between, and so I think the outer core is like mostly solid, they call it, and the inner core is solid.
Okay. All right. And there's no way we're ever going down there. That's not happening.
No, I mean, just take it off of your vacation plans. It's not going to happen.
It just seems really unlikely to me, or that we would want to put any kind of resources into that. Instead, we would put resources into us being able to maybe better see it, but we can do that from here, right?
The question always is, like, why do you want to be able to see it? Of course, just knowledge is always good.
Yeah.
You learn a lot of things just from basic science that you can't always predict, but we can learn a lot about it from, like I was describing, the earthquakes. When an earthquake starts in one place, those waves propagate through the earth, and you can detect where they show up on other parts of the earth and when they show up there, and you can just do some fancy math and figure out, is there anything, what's the density of stuff in between? Is there anything that was blocking the way that changed the direction of the waves and all this kind of stuff? And if you put all these data points together from many earthquakes starting in many different places in the earth, and also you can start to develop a map of what these higher density zones might be. So why was this in the news, though, is because the blob that was under Africa is way higher than the one on the other side of the earth, and it's way higher. It reaches way higher up than they thought it did, and it might actually help explain why we see some strange differences in the African crust, in the tectonic plates of Africa that are different from other places. For example, Africa bulges up a little bit, and this might explain why that is. There's also a lot of ancient volcanic activity. There were a bunch of supervolcanoes hundreds of millions of years ago.
Yeah.
And this might explain that. Also might explain why there's so much diamond, so many diamonds on the surface in Africa, because, just that kind of geology pushes stuff up and out and close to the surface, Yeah. And so
that's interesting, because I don't know why I didn't know this, because now that I say it out loud, it feels dumb not to know this, but I didn't know diamonds were related to volcanic activity, or I know they're geological in nature, and I just assume they're from carbon being compressed forever in a small little space, and
yeah, but that compression, that pressure has to happen pretty deep down, and so once you're down there and that pressure happens so deep, how does it get back up?
Oh, good point. Yeah.
And it's through volcanism that it gets pushed up.
The
other question is,
yeah.
how did these? This is the really cool part for me to think about. Is they're starting to ask now, how did these blobs even form?
Yeah.
In the first place, because think about it. The Earth is pretty old. It's like billions of years old.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was all molten at one point. And so if it's all like liquid magma at some point, you would imagine that all the differences of material like slowly forming over time, it probably would have been pretty uniformly distributed, everything, right? So why are there these higher density areas? And some people think it's like Earth's crust plates at fault lines between, they're called subduction zones, but it's where the tectonic plates overlap each other. One of them will get pushed underneath the other one, and they think that might be contributing. Maybe crust is being continually pushed down into the mantle. Some scientists think that it's actually remnants of when. Are you aware that Earth had a collision with another planet billions of years ago?
No. What? I really didn't know that.
Or at least, it's a very popular theory of how the moon actually formed, and it's the leading theory. So we can't know for sure, of course, but it's pretty well accepted that there was another planet. They actually named it. They call it Theia, and it was a Mars-sized planet, and our planet was roughly a similar size, and we smashed into each other, and then it formed the moon. They think that these zones might be leftover remnants of Theia, like Earth ate Theia, and that's the leftovers.
Wow.
Inside.
Okay, so there could have been some of the guts of that from that collision left inside.
Yeah, possibly, or some combination of the two, like both of these things are going on. We don't really can't know for sure, but understanding why this stuff happened and understanding that it's there and that it's closer to the surface can help geologists model what's going on underground and actually help us, predicting earthquakes is very difficult, but it could help us understand how they happen and why they happen and maybe lead to better prediction, maybe not. But
was that other planet?
What's going on is useful.
Was this Theia planet in like some kind of crazy weird orbit? Like it wasn't around our sun, or was it? Well, like that's the part that throws me. Is it just in our way?
It was really early. It was really early in our solar system's history, so not all of the orbits were probably as stabilized. So early on, the orbits of planets likely overlapped a little bit, and it's just you have close calls, and maybe it doesn't. You pass by this time and you don't hit each other, and then next time you accidentally crash into each other, and then a new planet is formed.
Wow!
But
that's gnarly.
What they think happened.
That's crazy, and you get the moon now out there going, "Hey, I remember that. I was part of that deal." All right, that does surprise me.
Green Bay Spidey says a rogue planet. It's possible, I guess. We can't know for sure.
Oh, yeah, because rogue that implies a lot when you say rogue. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it implies that it can steal the powers of the other planets just by touching them.
Yeah. Oh, that kind of rogue. Yeah. I was thinking more like it was in its own volition decided one day to break orbit from wherever it was and go.
There are rogue planets that when astronomers talk about rogue planets, they're talking about planets that just they're not bound gravitationally to any star. And they probably would have formed within a star system, but through something happened to cause it to escape. Like maybe, who knows what happened? But
could be anything.
It's no longer.
Yeah. And we're also talking cosmic time. So when you say early in the development of our solar system, that could be, hundreds of thousands, perhaps millions of years,
billions of
even.
years ago.
Yeah, like long time ago. We don't think of it as the same as
before there was life on Earth, for sure.
Yeah,
is when this would have happened, and it's mathematically, it's probably far more likely that Theia was a planet that belonged to the solar system, because it's much more likely that two planets in the same system would have had overlapping orbits rather than it just so happened that a planet from outside the solar system flew through our solar system and hit our planet. But it's not impossible. It's not impossible. It's just way less likely.
So you're saying aliens. That's what you're saying.
So you're saying there's a chance.
There's a chance. Well, all right. Well, that's fascinating stuff. This article was on, let me find out the source, sciencealert.com if you guys want to read more. And, of course, this sort of stuff gets talked about all the time on All Around Science. Bobby, tell the fine folks at home where they can get that good show.
All Around Science can be found where you find science podcasts. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
And you find science podcasts in the same place that you find this podcast. So
yeah, wherever you're listening to this, you can find that here
just
also.
Search for All Around Science. On the last episode we talked about blood type. Do you remember a couple weeks ago we talked about the donor or the universal donor organs that they're trying to make?
Oh yeah. That was a good discussion.
I talked about that again on our show because I wanted to look at that and dig a lot more deep and talk about what blood type is and why blood type is a thing and why only certain types of blood can be donated to certain other types of blood and stuff like that.
That's great.
So we talked a lot about why that happens.
Very, very cool. I'm excited to catch the next episode. And if you guys have not heard it before, now's the time. Get on the ball. I think that's it. Bobby, you have a fantastic week. I hope you enjoyed our weird food interlude as well.
That was sincerely that might have been the most I've laughed in any bit that you guys have ever done.
Oh my gosh! Well, that's high praise.
It was very funny.
Bobby
I
Franks.
could never do that. I have like a weird social anxiety. I could never.
Oh, I'm terrible at this. You and me both, dude. Yeah. I can't do it. I'd break down at the last thing. This is like me when I'm trying to prank somebody. I'll do like this. I'll do the prank. I'll say, whatever, and then I'll go, just kidding. And like immediately after. So there's no question in their minds that I was just, fooling around. I could not do what Brian did today. It would be impossible for me.
No,
so
me too.
Thankfully, he put himself in the fire.
Thankfully, we have a Brian to make fun of people when we can't.
Yeah, exactly. When we can't do it, Brian steps in and makes sure those people have a fish sandwich. Bobby, have a fantastic week. We'll see you next time. Brian, are you still out there? There you are. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm here.
Boy, that echo is gnarly.
Oh, was it? Yeah, I figured since it didn't have time to adjust.
Yeah, it's still. I think. I still hear it.
Is
me.
it still really bad?
Yeah, it's really bad.
Shoot. Really bad. It'll fix itself, I think.
Will
Hopefully.
it? Okay. Maybe it will. Okay. I don't know.
Do some more talking.
All right, here's some more talking. I'm talking. I got stuff to say about things. Here I am. It's still echoing. Is it working? It's still echoing. Echo. Yeah, it's still echoing.
Yes. All right. Well, shoot.
Here, just put it on handset mode.
I could. Oh well, yeah. Then I have to sit here and hold it against. Oh no, I guess I could do speakerphone.
Yeah, you can speakerphone.
Let's do that. Let me on it. Okay, hold on.
I'll bet this is better. I already don't hear echo.
Speakerphone. Do I set up speakerphone?
Uh-oh. Oh, there you're there.
I'm also navigating. I'm also driving.
Yeah, you should probably. I don't want you to, don't be wiping out anywhere or wrap yourself around a pole.
Yeah. Is it any better?
Yeah, definitely better. Not getting echo at all now.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because what I did is I disconnected it and then it reconnected via Bluetooth, so it's still coming through my car stereo, but it's Bluetooth.
It's so much better. It's like 1,000 times better.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know what the difference is. That's really weird. Okay, well, something definitely changed. All right, so Brian's back. Have you tried any of your food yet? Have you done any of this?
I have not. No, I'm going to get it home, and then I'm going to, we probably still won't be doing a show because I'm like 2-3 minutes from home.
Yeah.
But I was going to cut a sliver of each one and take a bite. But probably won't be able to do that.
Probably not. Do you have? I just realized you probably don't have song stuff with you, do you? The info.
I do.
Oh, you do. Oh my gosh, you're so prepared.
Yeah.
All right, this is fantastic.
You want me to do the request now?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do this real quick to let fine folks at home know if you enjoyed today's fish sandwich adventure. Patreon.com/TMS is a place where you can show your gratitude that Brian was willing to do this and do it for you people. Really, he doesn't need fish sandwiches.
I did it for you.
Yeah, it was for you. So anyway, go check it out, patreon.com/TMS. Still time to get in on the month. Just put some new artwork out for printing that will then be sent to your door. Yeah, that's right. There are many benefits. That's just one of them. Check it out. Patreon.com/TMS. All right, Brian, we should... if there are any fish experts out there that want to tell us why fish prices are so high, themorningstream@gmail.com, okay? Themorningstream@gmail.com. I would love to hear the reasons.
I'm more concerned why the fish prices at Jack in the Box are so low compared to everybody else.
Yeah, I would worry about that as well. But look, you're doing it for science. It's all good in the end.
That's right, exactly.
Let's do a song, Brian. Do you have you got some stuff there with you? What do we got?
I do, yeah. So Paul Jiggerdad wrote in. He's always in our chat room as Jiggerdad. He was part of my D&D group under that same name. He says, "Hey, Scotch and Bourbon. March 15th is my birthday. This will be my last birthday in my 30s. And for the first time in a long time, I took off work, so I should actually be home live to listen." Hold on a second. Making a left turn. Probably should not look at my phone. Let's see. My new job, I listen live, but I can't really pay attention to chat. Once TMS is done, I plan to be rolling Destiny 2 all day, maybe trying some raids in the game. Nice. I am asking the cover master and fellow dungeon explorer to play a track that he feels would be on the Peacemaker soundtrack for a cover. The music on that show was awesome. Love the show, though. Paul Jigger, or Gigier, a.k.a. Jiggerdad.
Nice. What's I don't remember this Peacemaker show. I don't remember that at all.
What?
Yeah.
It's like John Cena, DC comic Peacemaker?
Oh, sorry. I just haven't seen it yet. In my brain, that would not translate. But yes. All right, now I know what it is.
It does translate, and it was awesome. If you have not, so you haven't checked it out, you absolutely need to check it out. It's incredible.
Gonna binge it.
Yeah, one of the best things about the show is the intro, and it's a song called "Do You Want to Taste It" by a Norwegian glam metal band called Wigwam. Wigwam also worked with Bruce Kulick, who was a member of Grand Funk Railroad, and also a one-time member of the band Kiss. And the two of them, or the group and Bruce Kulick, recorded this cover right here of Kiss's "I Was Made for Loving You." So this would for sure be on the Peacemaker soundtrack.
Very nice. I'll play it now. We'll be back tomorrow with a regular episode. We'll see you then. This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
Why don't you just eat your vegetables?
Oh, that's a good one to play for today.
Yeah, I'm actually just pulled. That's my garage door.